Lesson number 3. Lesson number 3. Today I'll be taking you through how to create the subject or the unit selection module and also the student registration module. Let's start with the student registration module. So basically here, we shall base ourselves on student details. And for that juncture, we just go to create here. Then we go to, we are creating from the students table here. So I'll just click on form design. This is my form design here. So I just enlarge it. Right click on form header and footer to include the form header and also to include the form footer. You can opt to change the color here. Like for instance, I may give this one a certain color. Also this one I can change to another different color for that point. This one can just opt to reduce it or remove it from the view. Then I save this one. So I save this one as students capture. Then the next thing I'll do is to bring the data that is from the student detail to appear here. So I click on this point here. Then I click on design. Then I click on property sheet. Here I'll have form because I clicked on this point. So here it should read form or then or. Here I then go to the first session. In case you cannot see record source, you just scroll upwards. So here I'll click on this down arrow and then select the table student details. This is the table here. Then I close this. The next point, still on design, I go to add existing fields. I've been in a position to see all the fields. So here I also click this one. It is minus sign. So I click on it until it becomes plus sign to hide the photo or the passport photo stuff. So I click on the first one, hold shift key on the keyboard. I click up to county. Then I drag this one inside here and close this. So the next thing I'll do here is to arrange these ones according to how I want them. Like for example, I want this one. Okay, let me just undo. I want these ones can just drag. I want these ones to start from there. So the next thing I'll do here is to remove the photo. This one, I remove the photo. I want the photo to be around somewhere here. So the photo or the passport to be somewhere here, around. So I can increase this one, can drag this one to increase. Then the location or the state should be up there to be on the same. Then the remarks to be somewhere there. Then I also reduce this. I don't need a very big. I don't need a very big form. So the next point, the next thing I do here, first of all, I can bring this one. Can bring this one up to that point. The next thing is to format. So I drag this one. First of all, I just need these ones to go up to that point to be the same, so that they can take the same format. So this one I bring up to that point. I also bring this one up to that point. Then I drag. I go to format, right align, then put them color black and bold. The same case applies here. These ones I want to increase their size up to that point. Then I make them the same. The next thing here, I do the same up to that point. Also, the name passport should be bold, and then this one should be separated. I want this one to have the passport photo there of the student. The next thing, I just go to design, label, and then I can just have the title of this here. That is the student's capture. That is the student's details capture form. Then I click outside. Then I click on the label. Then I want this one to be centered. Then you arrange you change the fonts. Then I also increase the size of this one. So this is the student capture form, or I can just remove the word form because everybody knows it's a form. So this is what I have. The next thing I need to do here is to make sure that when I go home and view this form, it doesn't fill the screen. So I right click here, I go to design view, then I go back to design, I go back to property sheet, then I go to this point, choose form, because I'm dealing with the form. Then when I go to all, there is this session, pop-up and model. So I click, I change that one to yes, I change that one to yes. Model, yes. Pop-up, yes. See what happens. When I click and close that one, then save my form, then go to home view. You see now my form is somehow well formatted, small in size and pop-up. It is a pop-up form, which is attractive. So the next point I'll do here is to add the buttons. I used to add the button, the cross button. So I needed to have the cross button somewhere here. And this time round, I am using VBA. So I'll introduce you the code for cross button. So the code for cross button, you can just take it from the description or from the comment, the first comment I make there. So this is the form, the code. This is the code for cross button. So the word confirmation here, you can change it to anything like the title you want right now. Confirm. Do you want to cross? 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 Exclamation mark. So I just copy this part here. That part, I copy that. Then guys, once I do that, I go back to my session here. Then I'll put a toggle button. This is the toggle button. So I click here and then draw a toggle button here, then type cross like that. Cross. The next thing, I click on the button, I go to property sheet, then I go to event on click. Wait, what happens when I click? You choose event procedure, then click these three dots. Then paste your code here in the VBA. Now we have started dealing with the VBA. You see where now I have posted or pasted my code. You save, then click this Access, Microsoft Access button. Then save your stuff and view. So when I click on it, you see what happens. Do you want to cross? Are you sure you want to cross the form? So when I click on no, I am retained on the form. When I click on yes, I am exited from the form. The next thing I want to introduce here is a title, whereby I'll be putting a certain code on every form, and when I execute the form will read the title of the school. That is the school name automatically up here using a text box. That code is called DLOOKUP. It's a VBA session whereby I use a DLOOKUP code. So I right click on this one, then I go to design view. The next thing I do, I'll create a table. So I just go to create, then table design. Here, I'll just put a serial number, automatic. This is auto number. Move this one. I put it auto number and the primary key. Then the next thing here is the school title. We can just call it the school or the school name or title, whichever. School title. So in the school title here, it should be text. So I save that one and call it school title. So the next thing is to view it. Then type the school name here. So our school name is Excel Academy. Excel Academy High School. So once you do that, high school. Once you do that, this is remember this is called the school title. So this is the name of the school. So I close this one. Once I close this one, I go back to my form. I go back, first of all, I need to close the VBA. I go back to my form. My form is student capture. Right click, go to design view. When you are in design view, you put a text box. A text box is AB. So I'll draw a text box here. That is the AB. Then remove its label. It has two sections. It has two parts. The label and the text box itself. So here I'll type a DLOOKUP code. So I just type equals to DLOOKUP. Then you open the bracket, you open the double quotes, you put the name. I am checking for school title. Where am I checking the school title? You put a comma, then the table name. The table name is called school, small letter, school title, the same. It's called the same. I'm checking a field called school title from school title. You cross the bracket. Once you do that, you make sure that this one is a bigger font, a font that you can see. So I go to format. I can increase this one to 24, then centered and bold and black. Then I click on save, go home and view. Let's see. You see now, it has brought an error. This error, we have to correct the error. So here, we are checking D lookup for the school title from school title. So here, let's try to put square brackets here. See what happens when we put some square bracket and view. And we still have an error, so we can just confirm. We can just confirm on the, this is the D lookup. We are looking for school title from a table called school title. So we can just confirm on the code. So we just go to this point here, go to D lookup and confirm how that code is. The code should be as follows here. We have the D lookup, the field, and then that one. Okay, the other thing here is to change the table name from school title so that the fields cannot have the same name. That is the school title and the table. That is the field name and the table should not have the same name. So we have school title from school. Then go to format, make sure this one is well formatted by clicking on outside. Then here, you can just make sure that this is not white in color. Go to design, go to property sheet here, then go to or, then there is this point, back style normal here, you change it to transparent. Back style, also this one, I think you should change it to transparent. That means it will have the same color. And guys, for the same note, you'll notice that the background is the same, and the name of the school, Excel Academy, has been taken automatically. So we can copy this code to other forms. Like for example, just go to design view here, then take this code. Can take this code by copying it, Control C. Then we want to center it. Then save that one. I cross this one. Then I go to our main form. Right click, go to design view. Here we want this name, Excel Academy, to automatically appear here from the school table. So I take the text box again. I draw my text box there. I remove the label. Then I paste my code here. Paste. Then I click outside. Then I click on the text box and increase this one to size 24. I make it color black and centered. Then remember what we have done. Go to design, go to property sheet, go to back style, change it to transparent so that it can have the same color. Then save and run. It will automatically read Excel Academy High School using the DLOOKUP function. So we proceed with the same, with the student's capture form here. Remember, this is what we are doing. So in our student capture form, so far, this is how it looks like. You see now, you can be in a position to capture the student, that is the student, you can capture the student information. You can also right click here, go to design view, and make sure this one goes up here so that it can be in a position to see. Go to format, make it center. Then you can save it, go to home, and do that. So this is our student capture form, whereby we have the cross button here using VBA. Then the next thing here, you can just include student photo by double clicking, go to add here. Then you can be in a position to go to pictures. You can add the student photo that you wish to have there. Like for example, if I need a student there, I can just take a photo of a student. Like for example, let's say this is my student. You see now this photo will automatically appear here in the in the box. So once I do that, I can now disable this part. You see this part? I want to disable this part, these records here, and put my buttons here. Also disable the minimize, the maximize, and cross button. So I right click, go to design view. I go to design view of this, right click, go to design view. Then I go to property sheet. Then this is my property sheet. In my property sheet here, I can remove the buttons as I wish by going to this point here. Navigation buttons, I don't want them. Record selection, no. Then I just go to cross button, no. Control box, no. Maximize and minimize, neither. I just choose neither or none, depending on the computer you are using. So I close that one and save my work. Because I have now disabled those ones, I needed to put mine here. So I can just put my buttons by clicking on this button. Then I drag, the wizard comes, so I select next, text, finish. Again, I repeat on the same button. I choose the wizard, previous, next, text, finish. I want them to be of the same size, so you can drag. Then I also need the add new here. Add new, I just go to record operations, add new, next, add text, next, finish. I again drag that one to required size, like that. Then I can also add delete record here by dragging on it. Then I go to record operations, delete, next, text, next, finish. That is the delete button. Once I do that, I can drag my mouse and then give them a good finish according to how I wish them to be. Like for example, I want them to be color green, like that. I can also draw a rectangle on top of it just to make them more attractive to the reader, like that. So once I do that, I save, then click on view. You see now I have my buttons. You see now my form is professional. It doesn't have the cross buttons since I also have including the VBA code here. You see now I have included the VBA code for this matter. Yes, it goes. When I click on cross, no, I'm retained here. And then you can see now the Excel Academy using the DLOOKUP, it's automatically now created here. So this is the student now capture form, and you have seen now I have included some functionalities. I have removed the unwanted parts of the form, and I also have included the cross button using the VBA. In my next lesson, I'll be taking you through how to create the subject or units selection module. Remember to subscribe.